I was a very poor young black boy in New Orleans, just a face without a name, swimming in the sea of poverty, trying to survive. Tyler Perry. But wait. Who is Tyler Perry? You might not know his name, but you've probably seen his face, or at least his wig. Maybe you've watched Diary of a Mad Black Woman and laughed at the no-nonsense pistol-packing Grandma Medea. The man behind the dress, the drama, and the billion-dollar empire. But Tyler Perry is more than just a character. His real story, even more powerful than fiction. He had no home, no money, just a dream. And Tyler Perry transitioned from sleeping in his car to owning one of the largest film studios on the planet. He was laughed at, told he'd never succeed. Doors slammed in his face, but he didn't give up. He kept writing, kept believing, and brought every no into a billion-dollar yes. This is the untamed life of how Tyler Perry took rock bottom and made it a launch pad and create a legacy the whole world couldn't help but notice. But this isn't just a story alone. It's a blueprint for yours. If Tyler Perry could rise from nothing, imagine what you could do and find out how to untap your potential. Welcome to Untapping Your Potential, where we will share with you motivational stories, motivational figures, comeback stories, and public speaking tips that will keep you growing and inspire you to take action. Tyler Perry didn't grow up with much, but what he did have was a dream, a pen, and the relentless belief that his story wasn't over. Today, he's built an entertainment empire, over 20 films, 20 stage plays, 17 television shows, 2 best-selling books, and 1 massive studio that changed the face of Hollywood from the heart of Atlanta. Because of Tyler Perry, countless untold stories found a voice, and millions of people found hope in laughter, love, and faith. So who is he? Born in 1969 in New Orleans, Tyler's early life was anything but glamorous. Perry grew up poor in New Orleans, descended from a long line of preachers on his mother's side. He suffered constant verbal and physical abuse at the hands of his father, Emmett Perry Sr., as did his mom. He moved to Atlanta, where he became homeless at one point. But Tyler found an escape in writing, journaling his thoughts after Oprah Winfrey said it could be healing. Perry would write characters that were going through horrible situations, and he had to really sit and think about why they were in pain. And by creating these stories and characters in his head, he dealt with his reality in a much better way. And although he loved architecture, writing soon became his true passion. But the idea of making a living as a writer didn't seem possible when he was young. So when Perry wrote a play, he was afraid to show it to anyone. But when a friend found it in his apartment and told him how good it was, that was all he needed. He began to believe that it might be possible to make it as a writer. One year, Tyler Perry went to Atlanta, Georgia for a spring break festival called Freaknik, and his eyes were opened wide to the possibilities of what life could be. When he arrived in the city, he was blown away by how different life was for African American people there compared to New Orleans. And for the first time in his life, he saw African American lawyers and doctors, as well as middle-class families, going out to restaurants and the movies. Determined to bring his vision to life, Tyler moved to Atlanta and began searching for actors to stage his play at the 14th Street Playhouse. He took on countless odd jobs and eventually saving up to $12,000. And every dollar meant for rent and car payment was poured into making this dream a reality. To break even, he needed 1,200 people to fill the seats at opening night. But when the curtains rose, only 30 people were in the audience. I don't think dreams die. I think that people give up. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry wouldn't let this failure stop him. He held on, picking up whatever low-paying job he could and scrimping every dime for his next play. And each time the theater gave him a chance to be in a performance, he quit his job, poured his heart into the show, and again experienced failure. And from 1991 to 1998, the cycle continued, and he put on that play on a near-empty theater for 7 years straight. At the age of 28, Tyler Perry finally hit his stride. On the first night that he produced his play, he gazed out the window and noticed a line wrapped around the block. During the last performance, the audience gave him a standing ovation, and from that day on, all of his performances were sold out. Things that come easily may not be as appreciated as things you work hard for, that you struggle for. Tyler Perry. His second play was called I Can Do Bad All By Myself, where he premiered his most famous character, a grandmother named Medea. And before he even went on TV, Medea had made Tyler Perry a fortune. He had already made $100 million on ticket sales and $20 million on merchandises. And for a lot of people, they would see that as having made it and retire young. But for Tyler Perry, this was only the beginning. Medea became a cultural icon. You can get through anything if you believe you can. In 2005, Diary of a Mad Black Woman hit #1 at the US box office. It wasn't backed by Hollywood, it was powered by the community. Tyler had built his own audience on his own terms, and from there, the hits kept coming. Medea's Family Reunion, Daddy's Little Girls, Why Did I Get Married, and more. His stories blended faith, struggle, healing, and humor, and millions of people saw themselves in his work. By 2007, he was dominating television too. House of Pain became the highest rated first-run cable show ever, followed by Meet the Browns and The Haves and Have-Nots on Oprah's own network. I want to own a network where families can turn it on all day and get positive reinforcement. Tyler Perry. Perry had revolutionized the industry through his speed at which he created his productions, streamlining processes to avoid waste. He also pioneered a 1090 model of television production, where he created an initial 10 episodes of a series, and if those prove successful, the network or channel carrying them commits to taking 90 more episodes. In building such a large production hub in Atlanta, he has supported a generation of emerging talent both in front of and behind the cameras. What I've learned is that you treat the little things like they're big things, and you'll be prepared when the big things come. And in 2015, Tyler Perry Studios bought 330 acres of land in Atlanta, and he turned it into one of the largest film studios in the US, creating hundreds of jobs and producing major movies and shows. He wasn't just rewriting scripts, he was rewriting the rules. He's also acted in films like Gone Girl and Alex Cross, proving his talent stretched far beyond his own creation. A producer of the documentary, Jasmine K. White, who has worked on a number of productions at Tyler Perry Studios, recalled words of wisdom Perry shared with the young creatives. He calls us all together and he's like, hey, let me just say we're about to do something. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. But most of you, I want you to know that I never intended for you to stay here. I meant for you to grow here. These are training grounds, White recalled. For myself, started out so young and being there for over a decade, I've grown, I've learned, and I feel like he has prepared me for this. I've never been here for so long, and when I got the opportunity to do this, I felt equipped. To this day, Tyler Perry keeps releasing movies with one of his most popular characters, Medea, the no-nonsense matriarch who initially emerged in Diary of a Mad Black Woman. He's also contributed his voice and talent to kids and families with movies like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Paw Patrol, which demonstrates his versatility across genres and generations. The key to life when it gets tough is to keep moving. Just keep moving. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry's remarkable path to success from adversity is not only a tale of fortune and fame, it's an example of perseverance, grit, and the strength of believing in oneself. From creating the iconic Medea character to owning a media conglomerate, Perry has shown us that, however disappointing life can get, one can be successful with sheer will and determination. If you look at everything I do, even in the boo, there's a message, and it's always faith, family, forgiveness. That's the greatest gift that I've been given. I can get a message to the very people I grew up with and millions who love what I do. Tyler Perry. Thanks for watching this video. How would you like to hear more motivational stories consistently? Do me a favor and support the channel by sharing and commenting below. And please make sure to like and hit that subscribe button to get the latest update. Soon, you will be on your way to feeling inspired.